Hi. I'm looking forward to this.
Yes, me too. I'm thinking about problems I have when I'm facilitating.
Hello everyone.
Yes, this should be interesting.
Hi everyone. Thanks for coming to this short meeting about typical facilitator problems and the process mind.
Yes. I'd like to know how the process mind can help with those problems.
Okay. First of all, most of us know that facilitating can involve a lot of tension, especially when situations are difficult or heated.
Yes, I know that. There's often a great deal of tension to deal with. I like it, but want to deal with it even better.
Right. And facilitators often go through typical inner problems while working with groups and organizations.
Right. Sometimes the work is so intense that I get exhausted and feel I can't go on anymore.
Me too. I love my social activist work, but feel burned out from the stress and tensions of it all.
Yes, burnout is a common problem that many facilitators face. And, because the work can be so difficult, many want to stop doing it.
Sorry I'm late. I got so burned out that I wasn't even going to come.
I do love my work, but I know what you're talking about. I feel burned out sometimes, too.
Yes, I hope this will be helpful. Now, maybe some of you can mention some other personal problems that come up for you while facilitating.
Well, I get really uptight when I feel I take too much responsibility for what happens.
Oh yes. Me too.
Oh yes, facilitators typically feel a lot of responsibility for what is happening. But you might remember from an earlier discussion that the facilitator position is also a role that actually belongs to everyone. In fact, Arnie said that everyone in a group is a potential participant facilitator.
A big problem for me is when my own abuse issues get triggered when certain things come up during group processes. And I suddenly find myself getting really angry.
I know what you mean. During those moments, I usually get very polarized against one person or part of the group I'm working with.
I've been there.
Me too. I get utterly one-sided.
Me too. But sometimes I get depressed and frozen, especially when someone criticizes me directly.
Oh yes, that's really hard.
All of these reactions and experiences that come up as facilitators are really important. And there are many ways to work on them. You might check out the idea of burning your wood, or how to deal with criticism. These, and other helpful methods and exercises, can be found in Arnie's book, Sitting in the Fire. And I should add that the kinds of issues and polarities that you may be working with as a facilitator on the outside often turn up as conflicts within yourself or within the facilitation team you're working with. This is totally natural. So, as preparation for your outer work, it's helpful to process the possible polarities within yourself and in your team as well. This will help you feel more fluid, know the possible issues and roles more deeply, and will prepare your team for events that may occur. Oh, I think someone just arrived.
Sorry I'm late. But I heard what you all were saying, and on top of it all, when any of these things happen to me, I suddenly forget all the group facilitation skills I have ever learned.
Yeah, right. What happened to all of those skills that I spent so much time learning?
Right, sometimes they just suddenly disappear.
Right.
Exactly.
So, how can the process mind help with these common facilitator problems?
Yes, I'd like to know that too, since most of us experience these issues.
Okay, well, you might remember that in the last section, John Bigsby told us that the process mind had to do with a connection to the earth and universe. And, when you're in contact with it, it can help you gain more distance and detachment from what's happening. And even help you to feel more deeply into and flow with all sides of the process, including those roles that are most upsetting to you, or that you are even against.
Sounds important.
But, isn't it okay to be one-sided, sometimes?
Of course, sometimes you just need to take a stand against something that you feel isn't right. But when that isn't enough, you need access to the process mind, in order to be able to filter all parts, and process the overall field. And ultimately, it can help you regain access to your learned skills.
Sounds important.
Yes, it does.
I heard all of this has to do with something called first and second trainings.
Yes, that's right. Focusing on, and using your learned skills, is what Arnie and Amy have been calling the first training.
First training. Is there another training?
Yes, the second training focuses on gaining access to your process mind, and the sense of leadership inside of you. And when you're in contact with it, it can help you recall your first training skills, and use them even more effectively.
I think I better tell some of my friends about this.
Me too.
Me too.
I have to
I
tell
think
you
it would be
about this
it's
thing
called
I
the
just
second
heard.
training.
It's
We
pretty
talked
cool.
about facilitator
That's the
problems.
first training.
There's a lot more to say about all of this, but we'll go more into the practice of it in the fourth part of the film. Then, we'll also talk more about the facilitator's inner work.
Should be interesting.
It looks like our time is up for today. Thanks for thinking together about these facilitator issues. I'll see you later.
Bye for
See
now.
you later.
That was interesting.
That gives me a lot to think about.
Now we're ready to move on to part 4. See you later.